I was a drug addict for well over 27 years, starting at a very young age. I was 11 years old when I took my first drink. And of course, I went from drinking to pot, and then at age 13, I did my first line of cocaine. And I tried to navigate my teenage years going through high school with a vial of cocaine in my pocket, doing it in class, pulling the big pen apart when the teacher wasn't looking. That's how bad things got for me. Somehow I managed to graduate high school, and when I graduated from high school, I went from coke to meth, and that's really when the wheels fell off. And I never set out to be a drug dealer. That wasn't the intention. I didn't like shake hands with Brian when he was going off to college and say, I'm going to go deal drugs. It just happened that way. And one thing led to another, and I started getting arrested. I went to prison for the first time, and my first term was 2 years. I got out for 59 days, went back to prison for a 5-year term, got out for 60 days, so at least I stayed out longer by a day. I don't know if I was getting better or worse. Went back to prison for a 6-year term, then went back to prison for a 10-year term. So it was 2, then 5, then 6, then 10, with very little time out in between those terms. And I was doing time in California, and I often refer to California as high school with knives, prison system there. It's different, and it's not nice, and it changed the way I viewed the world and the way I saw people, and it wasn't for the better. And after I got out, after that 10-year prison sentence, I got in trouble again. And this was a really, really ugly arrest that included a high-speed chase, a helicopter, wanton disregard for public safety. And when it was all said and done, I was looking at 22 years. And when we talk about second chances, this was the chance of a lifetime. So I'm looking at going back to prison for a 22-year prison sentence, and I wrote a program called Delancey Street, which was widely known for a long time as the gold standard in this country. It's the only place that the judges would send people like myself with that kind of time. They interviewed me, they accepted me, and the judge said no. And I fought my case for a very long time in the county jail, and finally I decided to write that judge a letter, and I did. And I wrote him 4 pages, and I pled guilty to all of my charges on paper. I said, Your Honor, you got me. I'm guilty of everything, and I'm letting you know now. Please give me a chance to go to Delancey Street. They think they can help me. I've been to prison 4 times already. It didn't work. Not that it's intended to, and hopefully the next time you see me, it's because I'm coming back to say thank you. And Judge Pacheco gave me the opportunity to go to Delancey Street when I went to court next. And he made me plead guilty in court to 22 years, and he sentenced me to 22 years, and he suspended that time over my head. And I went to a 2-year program, and I stayed 8.5 years. Let that sink in. I stayed 8.5 years in a program, right? Most programs today are much shorter. The shorter ones would not have worked for me. I needed something long, and I needed something that was going to hold me accountable. But the beautiful piece about Delancey Street, it was work-based. We had social enterprises like we do at the Other Side Academy that generate the revenue. And the minute I got there, I became part of the solution. Nobody was paying for my recovery. So many elements of that really helped me gain some self-esteem, some confidence, and learn to become the 2.0 version of myself. I needed that additional time. I needed that work piece. And that second chance was like winning the lottery, only I didn't win any money. I won my life back.